Now, as you know, the Georgia election law has been accused as Jim Crow on steroids, or as Joe Biden calls it, Jim Eagle. If you don't believe that, go to my website, LarryElder.com. You'll see the Stand with Georgia banner at the very top. Click it on. Yeah, I was right about Sharpton. Sharpton lives in a luxury Upper East Side building that he bought. He moved in there last year, a condo on East 65th Street, paid $2.1 million in June 2019, according to city records. Oh, by the way, according to article in was it New York Post? He has been in his building not wearing a mask. Been spotted maskless from the building's gym workout. And there's common areas, elevators and gym, not wearing a mask. And, quote, violators are subject to a warning and then a $500 fine if they don't comply. Imagine trying to, good luck trying to find Al Sharpton. You gonna find me what? For doing what? That man over there ain't got no mask. You ain't find him. Are you? The government can't even get $5 million from him. You're going to get $500 for a mask? Are you kidding me? By the way, when Al Sharpton was successfully sued for $250,000, he and two co-defendants for defaming a man named Stephen Pagonis of raping Tawana Brawley. Stephen Pagonis used to be an assistant DA in Dutchess County in New York. And because of all this, ultimately the stress caused him to lose his marriage, and his daughter was taunted and had death threats as she went to and from school. But I digress. His lawyer told me that after they got this judgment, by the way, it's a unanimous judgment, multi-ethnic jury found Sharpton and two other defendants liable for $250,000 for defaming Stephen Pagonis. The lawyer for Stephen Pagonis told me that Al Sharpton transferred all of his assets to his wife's name, didn't even have a credit card, used only cash, and so we couldn't attach any assets to get paid. The only reason he said we got paid is that Sharpton ran for president, and he knew it would be a liability, so his rich buddies passed their hat and ponied up the money for Al Sharpton to pay his part of that $250,000 judgment. This man is a Democrat kingmaker. I kid you not. And you've got the nerve to talk about Donald Trump and Donald Trump's abusive tongue and Donald Trump's style and Donald Trump's bragging and Donald Trump's... Are you kidding me? Who's the equivalent of Al Sharpton on the Republican side? Who? Stephen King made some incendiary remarks that were deemed to be racist. Boom. Out of committee assignments. Got primaried. He's gone. Pfft, done. Al Sharpton is no different than David Duke. And David Duke had a facelift, and Sharpton lost a lot of weight. And David Duke became a member of the Republican Party. And David Duke ran for local office, ran for state office, ran for president. And every single time, the Republican Party turned their back on him, called him racist, denounced him, and nobody supported him. Sharpton, every single one of these major Democratic candidates kissed his ring. Kamala Harris kissed his ring. Mayor Pete went to that restaurant in New York where Sharpton likes to go to let everybody see him with all these headline makers to let people know how powerful Sharpton is. Sat there and took his picture. All these candidates did. Elizabeth Warren kissed his butt. A man who referred to Jews as diamond merchants. If the Jews want to pin their yarmulkes on and come over to my house and get it on, let them do that. Call whites interlopers. No justice, no peace. Defamed a man, accused him of raping and sodomizing a black teenager. Knew it was false, did it anyway. Found unanimously liable for defamation, didn't pay the judgment until his rich buddies passed the hat and gave him the money. On a surveillance tape, agreeing to sell cocaine. Crown Heights riots. Freddie's Fashion Mart. He also, of course, was in the thick of the Duke lacrosse fraud. Turned out those boys were lied on. And Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson both there. This man has a television show on MSNBC Hee Haw. Tom Brokaw, I know you're hearing my show. Look at me and my baby brown libertarian eyeballs. Tom Brokaw, are you okay with that? Are you okay with the fact that Al Sharpton is perceived to be a respected public official? That Al Sharpton has a show on NBC, the Peacock Nation? Are you okay with that? These people are just too much. And don't get me started on this stolen stuff. Because what Jake Tapper was saying, well, if you don't believe in Donald Trump's lie that the election was stolen, then you're purged. How many times are we going to go through this? Hillary Clinton.
Trump knows he's an illegitimate president who
said this for 4 years. After Jay Johnson, Obama's Homeland Security Secretary, testified and said there's no evidence that the Russians were successful in altering the outcome of the election. No evidence whatsoever. They tried. No evidence whatsoever that they did it. She said this before and after Jay Johnson said this under oath.
Got illegitimate foreign help. He knows he's an illegitimate president.
Said this before and after Jay Johnson testified under oath. No evidence whatsoever that whatever the Russians did altered the outcome of the election. Yet 78% of Democrats believe they did, according to Gallup. Nobody calls her purveyor of the big lie, do they?
He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did.
You can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
I know that he knows that this wasn't on the level.
Why do you think the president is going to such great lengths to essentially prove that he beat you?
Because he knows he didn't. He knows he's an illegitimate president. I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president.
You know who else said the election was stolen, was illegitimate? Former President Jimmy Carter. Talk to you about that when we come back. He still has a Twitter account. Hillary still has a Twitter account. I'm Larry Elder.